Download Festival has announced pretty much their whole lineup, I think, the majority of it. It is a flashback early 2000s. Those who don't know, Download is probably the biggest, at least in the UK. It's more metal focused, but as you can see, it's not an exclusively metal festival. It will have some actual heavy hitters thrown in at the bottom down here, but you're gonna get headliners like Limp Bizkit, Guns N' Roses, and Linkin Park in 2025. I feel like I need to have Mountain Dew, pop on Halo 2, rock out, because that's what this lineup makes me feel like looking at this. Don't you feel like you're 13 again, just seeing these headliners on here? Or maybe it's just me. Biggest mainstream metal-ish festival, Bloodstock is 100%. Bloodstock is better. Yeah. I've been to both once. I would like to return to Bloodstock for sure. I had fun at Download. I saw a lot of huge bands I'll probably never see again. Like I saw Rage Against the Machine at Download. I saw Aerosmith there. They were amazing. AC/DC. I had a good time when I went, but yeah, it was definitely not the most underground of festivals by any means. Why is Limp Bizkit so famous that they get to headline so many festivals? I thought most people didn't like them. Most people pretended to not like them because it was cool to hate on them at the time, but everybody liked them. They would be in their high school, senior class, talking to their friends about how black metal they are. Have you heard of this band Mayhem? Oh, it's so brutal. I don't listen to this poser shit on the radio like Limp Bizkit. They're wearing their leather jacket with spikes on it. And then the moment they get home, they're blasting Nookie and singing along. That's what everybody did. No one wanted to admit it. We do not hate on Limp Bizkit on this channel. All praise to the biscuit. L. Ron Hubbard Park is awesome. You have to have a high enough, midichlorian count to be able to watch them. I'm not against bands getting new vocalists, but the new Linkin Park vocalist is awful. And I'm also not Linkin Park fan, so maybe I just don't get it. A lot of people have said that she's grown on them, that she's gotten better, that she was rough at first, but has improved. And from the videos that I've seen of them performing live, I cannot agree with that. I'm not trying to hate, but she does not sound that good to me. Sorry. It still sounds like her voice cracks quite a lot. She kind of sounds like someone karaokeing to Linkin Park rather than actually taking it on. If you like it, great, fine, whatever, go see them. But for me, just listening to it, it's like, it just is not cutting it for me. At some show recently, they brought out Poppy to do a song, and when she was doing the normal vocals, I actually liked her better than Emily. So like, I feel like a woman's vocal style can work for those songs, and Poppy was doing it well until she started trying to do her screams, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna turn it off now. If you like new Linkin Park, I'm happy for you. It's not passing the test for me. All hail the prophet Frederick Durst Esquire. Exactly. You mean an industry plant can't match a true artist? Say it ain't so. It's also true that a new singer being hired on is usually not going to be able to match the emotional level of someone who poured their heart and soul into the lyrics like Chester did, you know? Never was a fan of Linkin Park. Slight nostalgia when they came on, and that's it. I was never that big into them, but I enjoyed the main songs. Somewhat recently, I started getting into them for nostalgia and like enjoying playing them and having a good time. And that was like right before they came back with Emily in the band. And I was like, I'm losing interest again. I saw actual Linkin Park once at a festival. I didn't watch their full set because I was being a little hater at the time, being like, oh, I'm too metal for Linkin Park. But they did impress me from what I saw. Like, I remember their sound was really good. And Chester gave a shout out to Al Jorgensen from Ministry. And that very much surprised me. So I had to throw a little bit of respect on their name for that. But it's not all headliners at Download. We got Bad Omens. No interest. Cypress Hill. I love Cypress Hill. Trivium. Trivium's all right. Architects. Fucking Bad Omens. Trivium Architects is kind of just, what does every festival have? Electric Callboy, cool. Shout out to Tank. Hailstorm, Ice Nine Kills, Baby Metal, everything popular that you can expect in the mainstream of rock, pretty much right now and for the last decade. Feeder, Sepultura, Static X, Blood Incantation. See, as it goes down lower on the list of Download, it gets more exciting. For a lot of these big festivals that are more mainstream focused, if you're a more underground fan like I am, or I used to be back in my day, don't get thrown off by the main bands at the top. It could still be a killer lineup down at the bottom. You don't have to go to the main stage at all. But we've got Ash, Bloodywood, Bush, Dogstar. Dogstar is Keanu Reeves' band. John Wick is going to be at Download. Hollywood Undead, Imminence, Kubla Khan, Texas. I think Gundrummer was just hanging out with these guys. Landmarks, Let Live, Mammoth. I don't know any of the last couple I've said except for Kubla Khan. Paleface Swiss, so hot right now. Periphery, POD. This band is still going on. That's crazy. They pop up in like every festival in the corner somewhere. Scene Queen, that sounds terrible. That sounds like everything I hate in one name. Set It Off, Sleep Theory, that would be me during most of the lineup. Social Distortion, that's most of the people attending. Why is Social Distortion so far down on the list? No hate to Blood Incantation whatsoever. They are definitely one of the best bands on the lineup so far. Don't you think Social Distortion should be higher? I would put Social D over fucking Feeder and leave Blood Incantation the same. Who made this? Come on, I'm not even the biggest Social D fan, but put some fucking respect on their name. Story of the Year, South Arcade, The Plot in You, Thornhill, Those Goddamn Crows, Throne, Tom Morello, playing at one of the biggest, most capitalist festivals in the world to preach about the joys of socialism and to collect his big fat check. Not super appealing for me personally. There's some that I would see. Limp Bizkit for sure. Cypress Hill, but I've seen them a lot. I would want to say Behemoth, but I mean, they're so fucking cringe now, dude. That'd probably be cool. Bloody Wood. I would quit if I was in Social Distortion. I'm not even a fan. I hung out with POD back in the day. They were cool, but the singer was a dick. There you go. I don't know what to say about that. Saw Kubla Khan on the boat. They are decent. Good old Uncle Al saw Ministry at Lollapalooza 2. I don't know about that Antifa song, however. That's the thing. I still like Ministry's music, and live they are fucking great. And the last album, music-wise, still has some good stuff, but the lyrics, I don't even care that it's more on like the pro-Antifa side or anything. It just feels like it got really simple and generic. Like, I feel like Ministry went from New World Order, Psalm 69, lies about 9/11 to goddamn white trash. It just is like, oh man. Shadowban says, one of my first shows was Ramones and Social D at the Avalon in Boston. I am fucking jealous. That is, I would have loved to have seen the Ramones. I saw Marky Ramone and his band do Ramones songs, and that was fucking awesome. Dude, that's fucking sick. I'm jealous. There's like a literal handful of good bands that download. Better off going to Bloodstock or Damnation if you're in the UK. Oh yeah, I agree with that 100%. But let's finish here. Down at the bottom, we've got Encore, As Everything Unfolds, As It Is. What kind of ominous shit is this? As Everything Unfolds As It Is. Some NPC writing right here. Catch Your Breath. Corrosion of Conformity. There we fucking go. Decapitated. Heaviest band of the whole festival down here in a little fucking corner. No one can see it. Decapitated is sick. Die Spits. Dinosaur Pile Up. Another one I can't read. Drowning Pool is also still around somehow. Ego Kill Talent. Elder. Gate Creeper. See? It's getting a little better down here. Headwreck. Holy Water. Ivory. James and the Cold Gun. Lake Malice. Lake View. A lot of lakes here. Last Train. Lowen. Magnolia Park. I don't know. Mouth Culture. Nasty. Native James. Rain City Drive. A lot of shit I don't recognize except for Snot. And that is pretty much it. Download lineup is not my bag, baby, is how I would put it. I would 100% rather go to Bloodstock if I had to choose. Bonehead says, I need Doc Brown's DeLorean. I want to go see SYL at Download. Oh, man. I never got to see SYL, the band, but I did get to see Devin Townsend perform almost a full set of strapping songs on 70,000 Tons of Metal, and that was fucking amazing. Shadowban says, yeah, I just find it odd that Ministry so brilliantly used Bush's New World Order speech, only for Al to fall so easily into the divide and rule trap. Yep, same opinion. Exact same opinion. It comes with age and laziness and wine. But anyway, there's not many bands on here that I would see. There's things that keep me entertained, especially like if I lived in the UK, maybe I'd consider going, but for someone like me coming from America, I wouldn't want to invest in traveling all the way for that lineup. I would for Bloodstock. Nothing wrong with hanging out at the smaller stages, but it does not seem worth it. Yeah, I agree. Damnation is happening this weekend, so I guess they do have a lineup. This is Damnation Fest. It is in the UK. Where is the lineup? It's apparently this weekend. I didn't know that. I'm just going to list the bands I know. Anal Throck. Amazing fucking band. Castle Rat. I heard that this band is a major industry plant, but I haven't looked into it. But after the Dogma thing happened, people were telling me to look into that one. But anyway, allegedly, I haven't confirmed that yet. Deaf Heaven, Corrosion Conformity, Conjurer, Dead Guy, Devastator, Geria, Ghost, High on Fire, Meryl Streak. Who's this Danny Phil looking dude? Hell Ripper. This lineup is way better than Download next year. Napalm Death, Necrotic, Nordic Giants. I don't know what that is, but it sounds neat. Orbit Culture. This lineup is way better than Download Festival next year. Onslaught, Panzerfaust, Perturbator, Pig Destroyer, Spectral Wound, Primordial, Wormrot. This lineup is way better and probably significantly cheaper than Download's gonna be. Yeah, that's a good lineup. They have Perturbator. Oh shit. Nordic Giant sounds like an energy drink. I would absolutely chug that unhealthily. It wouldn't surprise me. Castle Rat blew up overnight. I saw them live and they did put on a great show, but it was sold out, which is very odd for my area. Guitarist was rude off stage though. There you go. I'll look into that one, and if it is confirmed, then I will report on it, but I haven't dug into it yet. Christopher says you're a Canon and Fabler fan, which is why I'm still confused you're making jokes about Dogma. I do not understand the correlation. You're welcome to explain more, but is Canon and Fabler supposed to be an industry plant fake band? I don't think so. But if they are, I'm willing to hear. Anyway, Graspop Metal meeting in Belgium. We're going from the UK to Belgium. Announced pretty much their full lineup. There's a couple hidden here, but from the looks of it, better than Download. I went once in 2008. I would love to go again. Just hasn't happened yet. First day headliner is a mystery. Ooh. Any guesses? Who could it be? Maybe someone who hasn't announced a tour yet, or someone who hasn't been fully paid yet, or I don't know. Dark Insanity? Who's to say? We got Within Temptation, A Day to Remember, Accept, Ego Death Kill, and one more. I'm good. Accept is cool, but besides that, I'm good off the stage. Second stage headliner, Limp Bizkit, as you should. Opening for Limp Bizkit is Megadeth. How do you piss off all metal fans from the late 90s and early 2000s? You show them that. How many thrashers are throwing six-packs at their computer monitor right now? The disrespect. I mean, I'm cool with it. I think it's funny, but telling everyone Megadeth is opening for Limp. It's their final tour. Farewell tour. They're opening for Limp Bizkit. Suffer Megadeth. Still better than opening for five. I 1000% agree with you. Opening for Limp Bizkit would be an honor. Opening up for Five Finger Death Punch would be disappointing. Megadeth fans skew old. Limp Bizkit goes on past their bedtime. You know what? Honestly, that's a very good point. And if I was Dave Mustaine, I would want to do the same fucking thing. I was thinking about that when I saw Alice Cooper and Judas Priest, because Alice Cooper played first. And I was thinking about, like, I've seen Alice play with Rob Zombie, I think Manson, like a bunch of people. And I'm pretty sure Alice usually does play before the other one. Maybe he just wants to go to bed at a decent time, play his rock show, have dinner, and hit the hay. And I'm like, you know what? Respect. I fully support. I love when we don't play at 11 p.m. It's great. You reach that point, you're like, oh, we want to be the headliner, but then you get big enough to you're like, we want to play at a decent time, make it home for Murder, She Wrote. Under Megadeth is Tom Morello. That's a fun back-to-back political conversation right there. You know what? I don't want to watch either of them play. I want to watch Dave Mustaine and have a debate with Tom Morello. I honestly would find that more entertaining. But we got Windrose, which I think is awesome. When I saw them, they were a lot of fun. Static X, Someone Else. You've got Anthrax headlining the third stage. Under them is Cult of Luna, Septic Flesh. I fucking love Septic Flesh. That is sick. This one day is better than Download's entire lineup. What does that say down there? Wolves in the Throne Room, Gate Creeper, Snot. Two more that have not been announced yet. Then we've got the Dillinger Escape Plan with Pennywise. That'd be I've never seen Pennywise. That would be cool. John Coffey. That's fucking weird. I used to know someone with that name. Something Else, Throne, and two more bands. And then headlining the smallest stage, we have Plant. Opening for them is Bloodywood. So Bloodywood is the actual headliner of this stage, and then you get to see Industry Plant. Lakeview, The Funeral Portrait. I can't read these, they're too small. Not a bad first day, honestly. If I was going, I would see Bloodywood. I would check out Pennywise. Septic Flesh, of fucking course. Anthrax, Limp Bizkit. Too small to see who the Industry Plant band is. It's President, which is the Industry Plant of Industry Plants. I don't normally watch react channels on YouTube, but I decided to look up some for President, and even the most like mainstream of reactors were like, this is clearly an Industry Plant band. I disavow president in every way. Get the fuck out of here. Headliner on the second day is Volbeat. That's kind of weird. They blew up really fast. They're not a plant band because I remember when they were small, but it was like overnight. They went from this cool kind of blues metal band to headlining all the big festivals. Another one that has not been announced yet, Alter Bridge. Nothing. 2 bands, Volbeat and Alter Bridge. Thanks for nothing. Get out of here. Second stage headliner, Twisted Sister. Why is Twisted Sister under Volbeat? Come on. I would put Twisted Sister headlining here on their 50th reunion. This should be the main stage. This should be the second stage. Someone fucked up when they were editing this together. If you look through the other days too. Under them is Breaking Benjamin. No thanks. Trivium, Mammoth, Drowning Pool. Twisted Sister so far is cool. But we've also got Death to All, Possessed, Old Man's Child, Forbidden, I don't know, and 2 more. Not bad with Death to All and Old Man's Child. Lionheart, isn't that Steve Harris's other band from Iron Maiden? Kubla Khan, We Came as Romans. More that I can't fucking read at all. I think Guilt Trip is on there. Guilt Trip is cool. Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats, Cadaver. Third day, main stage. Bring Me the Horizon headlining with Architects, Ice Nine Kills, Hollywood Undead, and 2 more. I am not going to be there. Second stage headliners, we have Bad Omens, Limp Bizkit and Twisted Sister, far surpassing them for me. Baby Metal, 3 Days Grace, Sepultura, POD again, 1 more act, another act. For the really metal shit, we got 6 Feet Under, Moonspell, Corrosion of Conformity. Seems like they're hitting most of the festivals. Lacuna Coil, Uda, and more I can't read. Headlining fourth, how many fucking stages are here? 4th stage, Avatar with Queensryche, Primal Fear, and that one German band that I couldn't pronounce even if I could read it. It's not Canon and Favorite. And then headlining the last stage, we've got Tesseract, Catch Your Breath, Loathe, Rivers of Nile, and that's all I can read there. So far, I think the first day is pretty exciting. The 2 middle days are pretty lacking. There's I would want to see Twisted Sister. Death to All would be sweet. Guilt Trip and Kubla Khan would be fun and violent. Their day's kind of bare, for me at least. Like Corrosion, Conformity, Lacuna Coil. Yeah. Damn. Last day is always stacked. But see what I mean here? This should be the second stage. This should be the main stage. Because on the main stage, the main headliner is Sabaton with Electric Callboy, Black Label Society. But on the second stage is Def Leppard with Alice Cooper and Foreigner. Copy, paste, move that one up here. Then that would make sense. That's weird. I don't know why you would do it like that. It's fucking weird to see Electric Callboy, Sabaton up top, and then Def Leppard and Alice Cooper down here in the bottom. Hey guys, remember us? But we've also got Mastodon with Venom. Hell yeah. That's better than the middle 2 days. The Gathering. It looks like Canon and Fabad, along with Decapitated and oh, damn. All right, I would go to the last day of Graspop for sure. That's cool. Plotting You, Bury Tomorrow, Lagwagon, Set It Off, Harm's Way, Scowl, Carpenter Brute, Solstifield. Hey! For the drive back from Southern Festival back to Reykjavik, the singer for Solstifield gave me a drive. That was cool. Periphery, something else, others that I can't read. But there's enough on this last day that I would definitely be interested. Sabaton, Electric Callboy, Alice Cooper. I don't know if I've ever seen Foreigner. Europe was a lot of fun when I saw them. Venom, Canon Fiba, Decapitated, Gadia, Salsafield. Overall, it's all right. There's things I would be excited to see, for sure. I like it more in the download lineup. A Sophia Anadel says, I'm not a big fan of this lineup. Bam. I almost screamed when you said Hollywood Undead. They do play festivals. This is true. Def Leppard fans are already 1 foot in the grave. This is also true. But still, it's just, doesn't it look weird in terms of names? Man, I've only heard a few good bands. Old Man's Child, Lacuna Coil, Septic Flesh, Rivers of Nile, Gatecreeper. Yep. And then fun, like nostalgic shit like Limp Bizkit. I still like Sabaton. I don't want to see their big, massive show with tanks and shit. I think Sabaton got better as they got older. I don't know about that. Old Sabaton is really, really good. I do feel like the latest album is a little generic and not exciting. It's not terrible. There's songs I definitely like, but I feel like it was a little more heavy hitting with earlier stuff. Like, I want to love their song about Napoleon. I fucking love Napoleon. Epic as shit. But I just think the lyrics are really cheesy, and I just can't, like, I will conquer you. I will do. dude. I'm like, I want it to be a little more epic and grabbing, but whatever. Headbangers Boat announced their lineup for next year. Lamb of God to be joined by Zach Sabbath, Dillinger Escape Plan, In Flames, Guar, others on 2026 Headbangers Boat. You know what's funny? That it was Megadeth doing their own boat. I think they did one cruise. I went on that one, and it was like when COVID was happening and a whole bunch of other reasons that it ended up not happening again. But Lamb of God played on that one, and then Lamb of God started their own cruise. I think it's probably the same cruise company. That would make sense. Dave was like, I want to fucking pay for a boat. Lamb of God's like, party on the seas. But yeah, so next year, so far, this is probably the main lineup. There might be another big name or so, but it's going to be Lamb of God, Zach Sabbath, which is Zach Wild covering Black Sabbath, Dillinger Escape Plan, In Flames, Guar. Does Guar have all of their shit on the cruise? I think they've played before. Is Guar spraying blood on the cruise? Because that would be fucking amazing. But I feel like they're probably not. And I feel like what's the point in seeing Guar if you're not going to get a new free tie-dye shirt by being in the crowd? But if they have everything, that would be insane. You'd be in the pool, spraying blood. The Haunted, DRI. This is the most punk cruise out there. 200 stab wounds. This is what living in New York City is about to be like. Ex-cops. This is what living in New York. Sorry. Mark Morton band. If I'm being honest, I don't think the lineup is that strong compared to the other years. They had some bigger bands, right? I did not like the boat because XM Radio covers it.
Yeah.
Rob Hellfire says, no, Guar isn't doing that anymore. I just saw Guar on Halloween. No blood, no gore, nothing, just music. Really? Are you lying? I'm pressing X to doubt, sir. That sounds very unbelievable to me. I'm gonna need evidence of Guar being boring now. Maybe for Halloween they're like, I'll dress down. Ex-cops is Guar unmasked, basically. I did not know that. Yeah, I think the other years of the Headbangers Boat had stronger lineups so far. Maybe they'll come out with a banging one. For more from me, check out my band Dark Insanity. You can find our debut EP, Rabid Psychosis, available now on all streaming platforms. We've got Wyatt's Metal and Dark Insanity merch available now in my shop. We've also got hoodies, hats, buttons, stickers. We even have Dark Insanity weed bags. Link is in the description of this video. Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next video.